you excited people in the Aptos Developer Network. Sorry about the slightly late start today. We are in a new office. It's gorgeous. We were hoping to stream it to you via Twitch, but internet is a little bit delayed. We'll have it by the end of the day. But yeah, my name is Max. I am an engineer here working on ecosystem. I have a bunch of engineers here with me. You guys want to go around and introduce yourselves?
Hello guys, my name is Rusty. I'm one of the production engineers here, and I can help with node ops and stuff like that. But yeah, happy to be here, and welcome to Move Monday.
Hello everyone, I'm Alden. I do the DB, the data structure.
Hello everyone, I'm Sital Kedia. I'm also working on the storage side, so if you have any questions on the storage, I can help.
Hello everyone, I'm Sherry. I do random things. Welcome everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Aline. I do cryptography. Feel free to ask me anything about applied crypto. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg. I work on networking and also like all kinds of random other things. So let me know anything you guys need.
Okay. So I see someone has their hand up. I guess we can start with questions from the audience.
Hey, is it first? Do you hear me?
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second. Hear me?
Almost, sorry. We're having a small technical difficulty. Okay, could you try again?
Yes. Do you hear me? No?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, first at all, I have a simple question. If I run a full node, I get a special rung in Discord here, and my question is, if it will help with the rung to get maybe in the pre-sale something, or it's just a rank to see which of the community has a full node?
We will be doing an incentivized testnet coming later, in which running a validator, running full nodes, and really trying to find issues with our network. There will be incentives for the community at that point, but I can't speak to any future sales or anything like that.
Okay,
Does
perfect.
that help?
Okay. Then I have I have no questions anymore.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. If you ever have any in the future, feel free to hop on.
Hello to everyone. You hear me? My question also is connected to.
Sorry, one second. Give us 1 second. Sorry, we're trying to change our speaker.
I got it. Sure.
Speaker.
Alrighty. We are now presenting from Sherry's machine. Could you try your question again?
Yeah, sure. My question also is connected with nodes. I'm interested in validator node configuration. I've noticed that only guide that describes something about validator configuration is a guide that about local testnet configuration. So I trying to understand, is it available any guide to configure validator full node at the moment, or we also should expect it in the near future? Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Yes, so for now, if you wanted to try running a validator node, the best option is for you to run your local testnet. The DevNet, we are not open for people to run validator yet, just because we are moving so fast right now. We're expecting to wipe the DevNet probably every once a week, so that have the full control and being able to move fast and then deploy the new releases is the best way for us to move forward very quickly. But in the very near future, when we start our incentivized testnet, we are going to invite people to run validator on the network. And moving forward, obviously the mainnet will be decentralized and everybody will be able to run validator node on that.
Okay, as I understand you correctly, validator configuration for full node is fully connected with your, with incentivized testnet event setup, right?
So for now, you don't have to worry about the validator configuration, since all the node will be able to connect to the DevNet is the full node. But in the future, we will publish more documentations on how to run validator node or how to configure the validator node.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My second question is: we have any forms or Google Forms to register in any form, or we just could run node and then we will have some registration forms, etc.
The details will come soon. We don't have all the information just yet.
Yeah, there will be registration things. Yeah, we definitely want to know who to reward for participating in our network.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Thank you for your question. Hey, Magnum, I do want to say a big thank you, a shout out to Magnum. He's been super active. He's been diving very deep into Move, into the technical details of the network, and has had fantastic feedback. So I just want to, we all very much appreciate your posts, and you highlighting especially where there are some gaps in our DevX that we are definitely working on. So thank you, welcome. What can we answer for you? Can you hear us? Okay, well, I will send you back to the audience. Feel free to raise your hand if you have a question we can answer. Hello, Solarius.
Hello, it's Ville Solarius Sundal from Tauha project, the nested move resources project.
Oh,
and
awesome! Hi.
Thank you. I have a question about the DevNet that Sherry already somewhat answered. I understood that it would be reset weekly, but the first iteration is still up. So I was thinking, do you have a schedule? So if I have some complicated testing routine, for example, for days or let's say 3 days, that I could time it so that it wouldn't reset in the middle.
Yeah, this is a great question. Currently, I think we're thinking about every Thursday is our reset day, and we will be posting announcement in the Discord channels and our website about what are the new features coming and what are the new changes and the time we're wiping and the downtime people are supposed to experience during the time. We will make those announcements when things happen. We didn't reset last week because that was our first week launching the DevNet. So the team was like basically still very busy and we're just running around and very like excited to see these communities are so excited about this project as well. And we're just, you guys can see we're just setting the Discord and running around answering the question. But we hope to get to a very regular, normal cadence very soon. So we'll let you guys know. So pay attention to the Dev Node Ops channels or all the announcement channel. We will make sure people are aware.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, and thank you for hosting this, because this is something that I have been waiting for like 2 years. So yeah, good that you guys are starting these remote meetups. Thank you.
No, I mean, thank you. I mean, I'm very familiar with the project. I think a lot of us were very excited. Back in the day when we saw that you started building, you were definitely one of the first few public builders on Move out there. So it's awesome to see that you're still with us.
Oh, thank you very much. And I will be in the foreseeable future. So
looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool. Next up, we have Contextual.
Good day. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Right, so I only got a question. So as far as I understand, the full node is installed with just one line.
It can be. There are many guides out there. There is an unofficial guide that someone wrote that last time we looked at was pretty good for getting up, installing Docker and getting everything up and running.
Right. Well, I assume it makes sense, and it installs the whole lot like a full node. And then, what is the difference, and is there any between a validator and a full node?
Absolutely. So the biggest difference is validator is able to participate in consensus. They can vote, they can propose. While full node, the main functionality is keep syncing and then verify all the transaction history. So validator node will be participating in consensus, but full node will not.
Right. And then when an incentivized testnet comes, would there be an option for, let's say, for me to launch a node and a validator at the same time? Both.
Yes, for sure. We are intended to be a very decentralized network, and we will welcome everybody to run node, either full node, validator node, or in the future, if people would like to have a light node, all kinds of nodes with partial functionality, more rich features, functionalities, there will be options to do all of those things.
Perfect. Right, well, that's pretty much it. And just one last little question. Would this be in any sense beneficial to start, digging in right now, like launching a node, refining stuff, in advance of the incentivized testnet in any sense, or it doesn't really make any difference
Yeah, that's a good question. I think so. Obviously there's no incentives right now other than to help us out. I will say that seeing this number of nodes and seeing them come online has been very helpful to us. And I mean, next to me is Greg, who is one of the people that said he works on many things, which I think is mildly unhelpful. But one of the many things he does work on is the networking stack. And so with so many nodes connected, we've been able to find interesting new cases that we've been able to work through and fix and help optimize that we really wouldn't have without all the help of all of you running nodes. So I know there's no incentive right now for you guys to do it, but it's been amazing seeing so many nodes pop up and you guys doing it. And again, incentivized testnet is coming, and at that point, there will definitely be actual incentive for you guys more than just, I guess, my appreciation.
Right. True that. Well, I believe so. The answer is going to be, it is rather useful to start digging in right now, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are helping us advancing our tech stacks, help us making our software more resilient, help us expose all the edge cases. So thank you all for that. So basically the community is helping us load testing our network. So we love it.
Cool. Cheers. Thank you. Appreciate your answers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Alrighty, jumping back to Magnum.
Yeah, sorry, I had a microphone problem earlier. Yeah, just a couple quick things that I think will be super helpful is just some fundamental things on the DevX side. A tutorial maybe on getting a faucet up and running on a local node. I'm kind of struggling with that right now. And then just a very good question, so basic, I almost feel silly asking it. Is there any kind of equivalent in Move to like a console.log or print line? I haven't found any way to see what's going on inside of Move modules that I'm starting to test around with. So maybe some guidance on how to debug Move modules and scripts would be super helpful.
That is a great question. I know that there was a standard debug log. There were, coming out of the DM days and then coming into Aptos, there were a lot of changes, of course, that we had to do very quickly. I think digging in on our side. So I saw your post yesterday, and that's definitely, I was on my way back from New Orleans. But I did see it, and so today is one of the things that I want to dig into is to see if we remove that by accident and how we can get that back in for you. Because I agree that testing is fantastic, testing is important. Testing as the only way to debug something is not great. So we will definitely look into that for you, and I think that worst case, if it does not exist, I agree with you that it should, and that's something that we can definitely work on to make sure that it does eventually, soon, preferably.
Yeah, okay, awesome, thank you.
Also, for your first question, feel free to file an issue for us in the repo so that we can keep improving our documentation. I totally realize our documentation right now is still very short and covers like a minimum set of the things. We are intent to keep improving it and keep covering more topics and more configurations people can do. So let us know if there is any specific requests you have, file an issue for us. We will look into it and keep improving our doc.
Yeah, will do.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. See, next up is Sebastian. Hey.
Hey guys. Is my voice clear?
Yes, it is. Good morning, good evening.
Good. Thank you. You too. How are you?
Doing great.
Actually, yes, I'm listening to you.
Oh, sorry. What can we answer for you?
Actually, I have a question about simple but important thing. We reached 20K people in this Discord channel, and we're growing up every day, step by step. Will you hire moderator, regional moderator?
Yes. So absolutely. We fully understand that, especially in some of the more popular language channels, there is mild chaos. We are hiring a community manager who is working for a company as a whole, who will definitely be able to come in and help out. And we, have already had some talks around really helpful people we've seen in the community in regional channels and in general of who we might want to start reaching out to see if they want to help us moderate. So this is absolutely something that we are working on right now.
Okay, my second question, when will you do that?
By the way, we're still a very small team, so we can't really have our team so distracted right now to just maintain Discord because we still have a lot of work to do on implementing and then advancing the tech stack. So we're sorry that there is delayed on the logistics and all the programs, but we're trying to figure it out soon.
Yes.
We promise we will let you guys know first thing when we have a plan on this.
Yeah, the community manager
Okay, I got it. I don't have enough coding skills, but I have really good management skills, community management skills, and I want to use them in this channel. So
sure, no, I understand. There are a couple of people. If possible, I really appreciate reaching out. I understand it's a big concern. Over the next few weeks, like Avery just said, we will be reaching out to people to start conversations about who to be a mod. You obviously are one of the people. I've seen you in there. I've seen you being helpful. There are a couple of other people in a couple of different channels who've been helpful. So again, I just give us a little bit more time, a little bit more patience. I promise it's coming.
Okay, thanks for answer.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
You too. Hello.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm happy to be here. I will say too that I'm ready to be moderator for any language channels in general, because I have some skills as community management.
Yes, I will
I
say
have
the
been
same
moderator
thing.
for some projects.
Absolutely. I will say that this is probably not the best place to ask these questions.
Yeah, I know.
But I will also say that I have seen you in there and I have seen you being helpful. My answer is the same as the previous one, basically. We get it. I legitimately wish that we could get it sooner than we are getting it. But like Sherry said, we are a small team. I'm an engineer. I did not expect to, legitimately did not expect to become an admin of a Discord of 20,000 people. And I think that the response from the community has been amazing. And so I really, all of us really appreciate, people like yourself jumping in, helping people out, helping new people out, trying to keep the spam and noise to a minimum, reporting scams. We really appreciate your help. And moderation,
I do my best.
time and community, it is coming. Just a bit more patience.
I'm very excited. And my question is, will you have soon ambassador program or something like this?
Yes. So I can't go into any details, but this is something that we've been discussing a bunch. We are moving towards a world where we want to reward people for helping us out, for creating great tutorials, for really digging into Move and finding bugs and problems and making the experience and product better for everyone in the entire ecosystem. And so the ambassador program is coming. Again, soon is the best I can say. But I will also say that the ambassador program, for me, as an engineering ecosystem, it's a very high priority for me to get that up and to really get those relationships going to people who are going to help push the product forward.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Good day.
Good day. Hello, Foco.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I wanted to ask you a question. Is there an ability to run multiple nodes that will be connected to one account, or there's no point to do so?
I guess it depends on what's your goal you're trying to achieve, like running multiple nodes because you have high load, you're have a real need of using the REST APIs, or you're trying to provide the services to others. There's many different reasons people might choose to run multiple nodes. It will depend on what's your use case and how you're using the full nodes or the node itself to do different kinds of things. People are free to run whatever numbers of nodes they wanted to, but obviously it's going to be a cost of hardwares and networks and some resources you have to spend the money on to keep the node running. So I would say if you don't have a application or like a development requirement on using the node, keep one running, probably give you enough experience of how to set up the node, also see the network keep going, and don't cause too much actual headache for you to maintain them.
Mm-hmm. So there is no option to run multiple nodes, as I heard, or?
And there is option, like you can run as many nodes as you want. Like the full node, you can spin up 100 or 10 or 1. It's up to you. But obviously, like each of them will have some cost, right? Because you need machines
of course.
to run them. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Next up, we have Raven X29.
Hi guys. Um, uh, it, uh, it's hi guys. I'm just adjusting now with the Discord channel because I haven't used it before. Just install it in order to be able to communicate with you. I'm a node operator and validator on other blockchain networks, and I'm interested in running a test node on your network. Even now in DevNet, if it's possible, I'm struggling with getting documentation from your main website on how to install a node. But everything it's very hard to find, let's say like this. I think you should have in your main website a part in your website where everything should be written clearly, how to install a node, how to operate it, how to test it, and everything. Right now, I didn't find this information. Thank you.
Yeah, just one quick, absolutely. Improving our documentation is definitely something we want to do to make sure that it's very clear to everyone. By our main page, I just want to be sure, is that aptoslabs.com or is that the aptos.dev developer documentation site?
Aptoslabs.com.
Okay. Have you been to the Aptos Labs, or sorry, to the aptos.dev documentation?
Not for the moment. It's aptos.dev, right?
Yes. Aptos.dev, yeah. So we've to join the ADN, the Aptos Developer Network, we have in our Start Here channel, we have basically a type form that you can go and fill out and register, and you'll get access to the ADN role. And then inside of the developer section, there's dev resources. And so one of them is a link to kind of developer documentation. We just decided to split the two up to try to get people to register, to get a better signal on what kind of languages people are using to help us prioritize SDKs, to get a good understanding of who's building what and how long they've been in the ecosystem and things like that. But aptos.dev, if that doesn't answer your questions about how to run a node, please feel free to ping me or someone else, and we'd love to get feedback on how we can make that more clear.
I will check aptos.dev. I completed already that type form that you have there. And I will dig more in aptos.dev to see how your docs regarding on installing a node is there. I understand that it's in the beginning now and everything can be updated and completed, but in order to have success, you have to have very clear documentation and updated periodically in order for everyone to have ease of access to this kind of documentation.
Completely agreed. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Have a good evening. Next up, we have TJ.
Hello, Sherry. Excuse me for all the newbie questions that are coming because I'm completely new and new. I have been recently introduced to the Aptos concept. So I have just a few questions that I would like to get answered.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So first of all, will there be a release of a token in the near future or somehow? Because when I search around it, it seems like everything is just in the test stage.
Yes. So there will be a token. That is kind of what we're building to. But yeah, the Moon Mondays is more specifically for technical questions. There will be plenty of announcements, releases, plans, incentivized testnets, all of that fun stuff that is all leading up and building to a mainnet launch with its own token.
Okay, yes, I see. I am running a couple of nodes on other networks, and I have some experience with mining as well. So that why I'm asking is because I was thinking about running your nodes. 2,
Yes.
and what the purpose is like before the release of the tokens. Is it just for the experience or to
Yeah. So right now
participate?
it's yes. So this is Avery jumping in. Thanks again for being interested in running a node. We will have an incentivized testnet coming up in a couple of months. Hopefully that will allow folks to kind of receive tokens in advance and mainnet launch in exchange for hopefully being able to help secure the network and get us ready for that launch. And in mainnet launch, there will be a token launched together with the network. But we just don't have specific plans at this particular time. We'll share with them as soon as possible.
Oh, okay, so it will be like a fairly. Will you have it like an airdrop between the current node operators when it's launched? Then.
So we're going to release details of the token economics plan in the coming months as well. We'll look for the community to also provide some feedback on that. But we'll try to do a very fair launch of the token is our expectation.
I launch to the node operators then, I guess.
There will be both. We will have an incentivized testnet, which is where, so right now, basically, DevNet is a great way to practice to make sure that your setup is solid and good. And it also really helps us out, even though there's no direct financial incentive to you. It really has helped us a lot, seeing these nodes and seeing people from all over the planet running them. Incentivized testnet is coming, and I think that's kind of what you're asking about. There will be incentives paid out to the community for participating, for hammering on our network, for doing all the fun things that get discovered in incentivized testnet. And then after those and eventual confidence in every node operator and our network together, at that point we will move towards a token launch. But the timelines for these, I can't give you a date, but we are all actively working towards that future.
Have you decided yet if you're going to have a fixed supply of tokens or an increasing supply over time?
Those papers are coming. Again, if I could answer these questions, I obviously would have. But we will be releasing a paper, like Avery said, where we will be describing all of these things and the tokenomics, and we will be asking for feedback from the community on it. So there's nothing being done in secret or anything like that. It really is just, this is a project that is fairly early.
We're working on that.
Yes. Yeah, everything is in progress. So you don't have any answers to my questions as of now, but it's coming, I guess.
Yes. I mean, the thing we did talk about in our Medium post was that incentivized testnet will come in Q2. We'll have the mainnet launch in Q3. So far, we don't stick to our dates. We were able to push out the DevNet in Q1, which is what we expected. And so we'll have those answers coming for you in the near future.
So please go, there's a very great post written by Avery. It's posted on Medium. It's called the Aptos Vision. It probably will be able to help answer most of your question, but more details are coming soon. Thanks.
Where did you say I could find?
You can just search for the Aptos Vision.
It's also, I believe, in our socials channel, and potentially in our notifications channel as well. It is linked from our resources channel.
In the resources. Oh, is it the Medium Aptos Labs?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly, perfect. And one last question. I see as of now you do not have a community that is based from Scandinavia. Is that something that you will also have in the future, maybe?
We are 100% open to community anywhere. So yeah, feel free to make a post in the language requests, and we will happily create a new channel for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
Thank you for your answers.
Absolutely. Next up, Shorgal.
Yeah, hey guys, very happy to be here. It's actually my first day on this Discord server. Well, very happy to be here. And it's actually no questions here. I just would like to give some feedback, try to keep this as simple as possible and well documented. Well, so we have all information available. to build up nodes, start up the nodes, how to keep them running, etc. Well, and I guess it will be a very great success, and you managed to build a good and very big community already on the very first phase. So good luck to you all, and I hope you have a good success.
Thank you. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, if you
Right.
if you ever find anything that we can do better, please let us know too. But otherwise,
All right,
thank you.
all right. Keep in touch. Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, have a good evening. Bye bye. Hello, Dimitro. Can you hear us? I think you're on mute. Hello? Okay, we will come back to you later. Next up is Sens.
Hey again, I have just another question. Is there already an official German Telegram group?
A what? Sorry, it broke up for a second.
Give me 1 second.
German Telegram group, you mean?
Okay, no. Is there actually official German Telegram group?
There is no official Telegram group. The only official one right now is the main Aptos one that's linked from the resources channel. But there have been a couple of unofficial. I know that there's a Chinese one. I know that there's a Russian one. But there is only one official Telegram for Aptos.
So it's possible, for example, that I set up just a German Telegram group?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Hintalk, you're up.
Hey, so I have a couple of questions. And my first question is, everyone who not running a node right now will be able to run a node in incentivized testnet?
Yes, we will have a separate sign up for incentivized testnet. Running a node now is a great way to contribute to our better understanding of edge cases and network topologies. But there will be a incentivized testnet with its own sign up and everything else. We will make many notifications about it. We'll make sure that you know.
Okay, and so for example, if my friend is not running a node right now, he will be run a node in the incentivized testnet, right?
Yes, yeah, it's
Okay,
completely
okay.
separate. Yeah.
So another question. Okay, if I have like a community and I have a Telegram channel, will I be able to have like a collaboration or a partnership with you? And can you give me a contact if I can do it?
Questions around partnership and collaboration are best sent to Neil or emailed to info@aptoslabs.com, and Neil will be able to pick it up. I am just here, so these questions are not necessarily me being the right person to answer them for you.
Okay, so I can just DM to Neil, right?
Yes, he has been slammed, of course, with many DMs. I think emailing might be the easiest, but if his DMs are open, then that will work too.
Okay, thank you. Have a great evening or day or morning.
Thank you. Same to you as well. Thank you. Dimitri was back. I think, hello? I think you are still on mute.
Hello guys, sorry.
Hey.
Hello guys, hello community. Thank you for opportunity to ask questions. So my first question, how will the validators be distributed? Will there be a limit or no?
We are not intended to set a limit on the number of validators. And so we are imagining they will be coming from all over the world. So whoever are interested in running a validator node on our network will be able to run a node.
Super, understood, thank you. Next one, one more. What will be used in your mainnet, taken in account to change in the direction of meta and DM?
You mean the tech stacks? We
Yep.
are actually working in the GitHub open source repo Aptos core. So if you go to our GitHub repo, that's the source repo we will be using to deploy our mainnet. It is inherited a lot of the tech stacks from DM, but we are still also actively working on our roadmaps, our own visions, and our own changes. So please keep a close eye on the development in that repo, and we will be also publishing more issues, our roadmaps, and our plans in the open source repo.
I just also want to add one more thing, which is that, you know, to welcome contributions. Definitely, this is not a project that is going to be successful through the efforts of one team. We would like to have everyone from the community helping to build out tools and infrastructure, and we also have a bunch of open issues if people want to contribute toward the project. So thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, Captain Simqua, I think, is next.
Yeah, Captain Simca. Hello, good evening. It's 11 o'clock, I think, in Palo Alto.
It is, yes. Good
Yeah.
morning.
For you, it's good morning. For those who living in CIS, it's almost evening. Okay, so my question is, I'm sorry, maybe it was already answered. What about the ambassador program? What plans do you have about it, and how it will look from your side?
Yes, so I talked very quickly about that. That's one of those things that's coming soon. It's a very high priority for me. And we are actively working basically on coming up with what that'll look like. And we're already looking at, you know, who's been engaging with our community, who's been really digging into Move or running nodes or trying to help people out. And, you know, there are some very clear people that have come out that we want to start talking to, but the ambassador program itself is coming fairly soon.
Okay, thanks a lot. I guess a lot of people wants to know the truth from your side.
Yes, absolutely.
And the second question is, what is the reason to close the Aptos chat in Telegram? Because it's kindly strange when a lot of people prefer to use Telegram instead of Discord to have a conversation about the projects.
Yeah, honestly, it's a question of logistics. We're a very small team, like Sherry mentions. The community manager hire, as Avery mentioned, should be completed within 2 to 4 weeks. And then we'll have someone full-time being able to dedicate to managing all of our various social presences and communities. So it's really just a matter of logistics, try to funnel people to Discord where we can kind of direct our attention in a manageable kind of environment. But I understand, you know, that people have different places that they'd like to have communities built upon.
Okay. I have a few suggestions and we'll write it in the Discord. And one more suggestion I want to tell online. I think the best option to have a conversation like this is to make a channel with the questions where every people can ask directly, because sometimes it sounds like a language mistake, so people want to recheck there in some translators. So it's just my suggestion, sorry.
That's a great suggestion. I like that a lot. I think we'll definitely, you know, a couple of hours or something, maybe before the next Move Monday, we can set up a temporary channel for it. People can ask questions, and that'll help guide us too.
Yeah. Thank you very much for opportunity.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Yermbeer. I'm very sorry if I'm butchering these names. I think you are on mute.
Yep, right. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you for letting me. So I'm just an amateur developer, but not like you know, inexperienced in Web3 or something, and just digging into Move and Rust currently right now. I'm trying to understand what's your catch. Let's say, what's your strong suit in that? I got you know, your branding stuff regarding TX output rates, and how will it move forward? I'm trying to understand that. Could you like explain if it works for the DeFi, let's say, you're targeting the DeFi thing, or your competitors and your advantage on your competitors, and let me say you're trying to make, let's say, a more user friendly or dev friendly environment, or what's the catch in your ecosystem, especially like when you got L1s around there, like Solana and Avalanche are getting stronger and stronger. What will be your move on this space currently? And congrats for the funding, by the way. And yeah, that's my question. If you could just elaborate on that, I would be happy to hear from you.
Of course. Thanks for your question. I would suggest that you actually start by reading the blog post on Medium that describes kind of like the vision of what we're trying to achieve here. But I can kind of summarize it very quickly in a couple sentences. So one, I think, we're trying to build towards, to think about where the project came from. We started at, Meta trying to support the use cases of 4 billion monthly active users, many of them non-crypto natives. And so what it would take to kind of support Web3 infrastructure for them. What do they need? Safety, performance, and upgradability are the things that we kind of came up with. We need to have a chain that's extremely reliable, has a really good uptime, something that's gone through the very good processes of development that I think a lot of us have come from, given our backgrounds. And from a performance aspect, we've got some really good, well-proven protocols and consensus parallel execution, the way we do our storage and networking design. Again, take a look at the Medium post for kind of some more details about how that's differentiated from other networks. And finally, the last thing is we're looking at this from a multi-generational perspective. We don't want to have something that just, is a flash in the pan. You see so many L1s, L2s coming up all the time because they can't change their network. They can't actually sustain the needs of a growing community that evolves very rapidly with use cases changing from NFTs to DAOs to DeFi to others over the years. And so we think that, our team has been able to do these kind of upgrades in our private mainnet for a long time. And we'll use those techniques and those processes to actually, continue to develop and advance this chain forward very quickly, very rapidly, as you've kind of already seen from what we've done with DevNet. So anyway, take a look at the Medium post, and I think it will explain in more detail what we kind of just laid out just now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have King Super. Hello, King Super, you are on. All right, we will come back to you. Next, we have Abid. Hello.
Hey guys, so I was hearing the chat, voice chat. Just wanted to say that if possible, just record it. So, like those people who are interested, just listen to it. Yeah, that's what I have suggestion.
Thank you. That's a great suggestion. I'll make sure that in the future, these are recorded.
We're planning to actually do a streaming on Twitch, but today, because we're in our new office and the internet haven't installed yet, so the network only can probably support us for this video chat, the voice chat. So we hope to do better next time.
Yes, we are tethering this on a phone. That was how we got around not having internet. So yeah, next time definitely Twitch. You'll be able to see all of our beautiful faces. Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a better setup next week. But we will
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and it is very informational, to just listen and see what you guys are doing. So much information there. Just keep it up, and I'm listening to it.
Awesome. I'll hope to hear from you again in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
We have Crick Hitchens up next.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes. Good
Great.
morning, good evening.
Well, hi, everyone. Yeah, so I just had a question to follow up on that one question asking about like competition, like with Solana and things like that. I was curious about the other the forks of your guys' project, like OL and Mistin. How are you guys viewing that as competition or as collaborators, or like is there any type of plan for the future regarding those other projects?
Absolutely. Thanks for your question. It's a great one. So with 0L, we've definitely talked to Zach and some of the other developers there. We're excited about what they're doing. I mean, obviously they took our tech stack. We developed for 3 years and launched it. And so, as technologists, we're always excited to see what people are doing with the code that we wrote. I hope they're very successful. With Mistin, those are definitely a lot of our former coworkers from Meta. We also work together on the Move language and other aspects, but they're not, as far as we know, they're not working on the DM blockchain-based code stack. You have to check with them for details. And so we're excited to collaborate them, at least on the Move language side.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, I cannot read Korean, but you are next.
No problem. So my question is this gonna be a stable coin? And the second part of the question is, where can I read more about the tokenomics of the project?
Great question. We actually, I think there's another question about tokenomics as well. We're working on those documents. We're going to be providing them in the coming months before mainnet launch. So just hold tight.
Is it gonna be a stable coin?
We were working with possible stablecoin providers and issuers that would want to deploy this on our network. I think this would be a native token to support specifically governance, payment for gas and operation of the network.
Thanks.
Gross B12?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, hi.
I wanna ask about future. When mainnet will start, everyone can run node. You said earlier that Aptos will be decentralized totally, and I wanna ask about this question. Everyone or only some people who maybe 100 200 validators can start at node when mainnet will launch, or everyone can? Please answer.
Yeah, great question. I mean, our goal, of course, is complete decentralization of the network. We expect to be running with, supporting as many dollars as we can from the very beginning, and in a very, very much decentralized, permissionless way as possible. That being said, of course, there are limits to what the consensus protocol can support, and we'll have to just kind of figure out how those limits work with our goal of decentralization. But we expect many, many node providers to be running at the time of launch. Does that answer your question? Okay. Well, I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, please feel free to reach out and ping one of us in one of the chats. That seems to be everyone. And we're almost out of time here. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for hopping on, for asking questions. Thank you very much for all the suggestions. Thank you for those that are in the community answering, new people's questions, writing guides, really digging in and helping find ways that we can improve. So thank you very much for attending our First Move Monday.
Thank you, everyone. Nice meeting you all.
Nice to meet you all.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.